I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Inch by bloody inch in Ukraine war, Russia is closing in on Bakhmut. Ukraine. A lone Russian soldier stumbling along a track through an open field suddenly reels as a burst of gunfire kicks up the dirt around him. He looks back for a second, poised for flight, but then keeps stumbling forward into the gunfire. "Do you see? He's not carrying a weapon," said Yaroslav, a filmmaker in civilian life who now leads a drone reconnaissance unit that filmed the incident. "He's a digger," Yaroslav added, referring to one of the unarmed men Russian commanders send into the teeth of Ukrainian fire to dig trenches and carry ammunition. In keeping with military protocol, he and other soldiers interviewed for this article gave only their first names or military nicknames. The Russian army has been throwing thousands of men into battle for more than 2 months in its latest attempt to take the eastern Ukrainian city of Bakhmut and the surrounding area. The campaign has been ruthless and hugely costly for both sides, but especially for the Russians, even as they have inched forward. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine has said that he and his generals are determined to hold on in Bakhmut, saying that the battle is doing much to degrade Russia's forces. And Ukrainian commanders on the front lines say that they sense that Russian units are hollowed out and could collapse in the face of a strong Ukrainian counteroffensive that is widely expected in the spring, after promised Western weapons are in place. Until then, however, they face a relentless opponent that keeps creeping forward in a grim, block-by-block struggle on the front lines of the city. Our task from the beginning of the year: hold Bakhmut until the beginning of April, a Ukrainian marksman, Stas Osman, from the 8er Battalion, wrote on the Telegram messaging app. The guys drive into the city, but only in armored vehicles. The danger of such a move cannot be overestimated. Infantry from the 3rd Assault Brigade spent the past 3 months fighting waves of Russian soldiers around Bakhmut, many of them former prisoners recruited by the Wagner private military group. Although the fighting has been deadly, watching the Russians charge ahead to their deaths has been a psychological shock as well. In the first month every day, 5 to 6 times a day, groups of 10 to 15 people were advancing on our infantry position through the tree line, said the unit's media officer, who uses the codename Zamist. They are killed and they come again. Psychologically it's difficult, it's something unseen, he said. Our guys are wondering if they are on drugs. Otherwise, how can they go to certain death, stepping over the rotting corpses of their colleagues? You can go mad a bit. Ukrainian reconnaissance units use drones to watch for Russian military movements and help coordinate artillery fire on advancing enemy troops. Spending hours watching reams of video footage from the battlefield, the soldiers have been able to study Russia's methods and tactics, including its use of diggers and porters. They have a very good separation of tasks, Yaroslav said. Some only dig, some bring ammunition, some are shooters and they separately make their assault. The Russians are very good at digging in, Yaroslav added. As soon as their troops push forward, men with shovels come in behind and dig foxholes and bunkers, while others carry forward ammunition and stash it in the holes. Soon they have a whole village, he said. The Russian strategy is enforced by anti-retreat units, Ukrainian commanders say, as the video of the soldier stumbling toward the Ukrainian guns appeared to show. When he came under fire, Yaroslav noted, the Russian looked back to his own lines. But he did not turn back, Yaroslav added, in all probability because Russian soldiers are told that they will be shot or imprisoned if they retreat. Ukrainian commanders said they had heard such orders from Russian commanders on phone intercepts, and even seen them in a document found in the pocket of a dead soldier that warned that the punishment for desertion was execution. Most of the Russians in the forefront of the battle are recently mobilized troops who have had minimal training, but they are good at 2 things, Yaroslav said: crawling and hiding underground. They will just crawl, he said. Even when there are bullets flying a meter over their heads, they will just crawl.